Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Maria Johnson again, MJ Draperies and Interiors. Alright, so I want to show you how to join blackout fabrics panels to put them together if you have a large window treatment that you're working. And as you probably know, or you don't know, I just want to tell you a little bit about working with blackout. Is not necessarily the easiest thing to do, and I just want to show you how I'm joining these the panels. All right, so I have one full panel which is about 60 inches, and here I have half of it, so I have about 90 inches of fabric in all together. But once again, I just need to join them, and I cannot really use a straight stitch on my sewing machine, and this is the reason why. And here I have just a sample of another blackout. I want to show you what happens if you're gonna work with normal. If you treat a blackout as you will treat another fabric, this is what you're gonna end up with. So you're gonna end up putting pins through, and let's say this one, okay, which I already have here a straight stitch. But what I'm saying, if you'll treat a blackout like that, I have a demonstration for you. For example, if you'll treat a blackout sewing the same way would you sew a normal fabric, this is what you're gonna see. So here's your blackout, right? Here's your sunlight. Let's pretend it's a very strong light coming through. This is what's gonna happen if you treat your blackout with the same stitches as you'll treat it normally. You see that? Okay, you're gonna see all those punctuations through. I'm sure you can see what I'm talking about. All those stitches you could see through the blackout as the sun hits in. Okay, so now you don't see what I was just explaining, right? The only time you see those holes is when is a very strong light coming through, and this is happening with a regular stitch. Now let me show you how you can prevent that from happening. Here we are back to a normal light, and so I have 3 examples here for you. 2 are ideal, 1 is not. Okay, so the one that is not ideal is the one that you will stitch normally on other fabrics. All right, with just a simple stitch, and I'm assuming you will even press it like that. So let's leave that on the side. No, that's not ideal when you do blackout curtains. Now the ideal one is that I'm making today is this. So this is the back of the fabric, this is the front. Okay, so this is basically an overlap. This is an overlap layer, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. And here is the other option. Basically they almost the same, they just finished different in the back. You see this has a double stitch and these have a single stitch. They are done slightly different, but it's up to you how you finish it. I prefer this one, the one I'm gonna do today. But before I get to that, this is what this double will look like, double stitch looks like. And trust me, it's gonna make a difference for the blackout drapes. And the reason you're doing this, because and hold on, I'm gonna explain to you why this is necessary for blackout drapes in a second. But in case you want to find out about this one, this is what you're gonna do. So basically you're gonna take your 2 panels, sew them as normal, and then you're gonna flip them one more time. But instead to go halfway of an inch, you just go about a quarter of an inch for the first seam. Let me put them next to each other. You see what I'm saying? First is this seam right here, which you will sew right there, and then you will flip it and then sew it again as so. Okay, so you do one, flip it, and sew again, and then when you open it you have this. And the reason why this is ideal, because when you turn it around facing, you see all the double seam, all the double folds. It doesn't allow the light to come through directly to the little holes, because basically the other flip is hiding behind this left side of the fabric. Now let me show you my most preferable one is this. And so this is how we're gonna do this one. So basically you take your panels and you're going to place one on top of the other with just about this much distance. Let's see what we have. So you're going to leave about half of an inch right there. You're going to place that, and then we're going to flip it. Then we're going to flip it all around. You're going to do that. And then, once again, we have to avoid pins. We cannot use pins at this time at all. So we're going to use these clips to serve us instead the pins. All right? We're going to use these clips as many as you can to keep it together. And then you're going to take this to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew right there. It's just going to be one stitch versus the two stitches. Okay, so what is it? So it's going to be this one versus the two. And what this does really, well, think about. Again, this is a double fold here, and it does not allow the light through directly. When you look at it from the front, you see this side kind of go left, and that's why you're not going to see that straight direct sunlight coming through the holes. That's what you're going to actually sew on your sewing machine. Now, I do recommend you try not to use your iron to go press it in the center. Try not to do that, but if you have to do, please go on a very low steam, almost like none. You just want slightly on the face of the fabric, okay, not the back of the fabric. You're not going to put your iron through the back of the fabric because this is plastic. It's going to melt. So you're going to slightly steam your blackout fabric through the face, only if you have to. I do recommend you don't put the iron on it at all, because it might shrink, it melts, it's very delicate. This blackout, it's strong yet delicate at the same time. So let's continue doing this. As you can see, it's a pretty straightforward process. Just keep clipping, and then you go back to clip some more, depending how many clips you have. In this case today, I'm using these office clips. I have a few others somewhere, but I keep losing them. Alright, I found them. So here I have other types. This tiny plastic. They're also very cute. Alright, so this is what you do. You just go all the way down to your panel. Let me clip all the way, and then I'll see you when I get to the sewing machine. And please forgive me, I forgot to show you a good example. Let me turn this again against the window. I wanted to show you what really happens if you put pins through the... So follow me. You see how I'm pinning here? Let's pretend this was your side, and you want to, let's say, you want to punctuate the side. This is what happened when you're going to take them out. You can see the light coming through just from those pins. So basically, look. Okay, that's it. All right, this is just a test. If you want to use your pin, not a good idea. So these are just a few tricks that I personally learned throughout the years, and of course we never know it all. So if you have also other suggestions, please comment below and let me know what else do you suggest. I heard some other people also cover those punctuations with a whiteout, the one that you use for the paper, whiteout I believe it's called. You go across the dots, and then it kind of camouflages those dots, the light, but I don't know, I haven't tried it. So you let me know if you tried that. Alright, so I think we're good right there. So I'm gonna use my longest stitch here, which is 5, and let me see what I have here. So this is what it looks like from inside. Okay. And carefully I'm gonna just, so basically I'm having my presser foot right there, needle in the center to catch enough of fabric on each side, and let's go. And once again, be careful, it's not the easiest thing to sew on top of the blackout either. So for sure you want to use your longest stitch. slowly taking the pins out, sorry, the clips. And just take your time and go all the way to the end. Just keep in mind it's gonna be resisting when you sew, so try to use both hands, one in the front, one in the back, and kind of help your sewing machine to go smoothly. And here we are back at the working table. Let's see what we got. So obviously this is the back, and that's what it looks like. All right, and now this is not a French seam, if you're wondering. I call this an overlap. I call this an overlap stitch, and honestly this works the best for blackout joining the panels. And this is the front, really nice. And I'm just gonna hand steam it. I'm just gonna use a light steamer. And this is a gorgeous fabric, beautiful fabric. I have it in my my fabric sample books, if you're wondering. By the way, I'm located in Pembroke Pines, Florida. If you need custom draperies or any custom sewing upholstery, you can contact me. Just let me know below and I will send you my informations. Meanwhile, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you next time for more exciting projects, new tips and tricks. And this is gonna be a grommet panel, blackout drapery panels for a bedroom. Stay tuned for the final results and I will attach the link. Bye everyone. Thanks so much for watching.